It is just an absolutely gorgeous day in Florida right now. Just outside of Tampa, Florida. Today's a Wednesday. It's like 67 degrees outside. It's rare that I get to drive with the windows down, but it is absolutely beautiful out. I cannot complain at all. So I'm starting the day off by heading to our warehouse, and on the way I'm gonna stop at Goodwill and see if there's anything in there that we can buy to resell online. A couple pretty cool jerseys, football or soccer, whatever you want to call it. $4 for the Adidas Tanzania, and 1998 Chelsea Football Club. $4.50. And those soccer jerseys were the only thing that Goodwill had today, so I did pick them up. The funny thing about that is I'm actually like currently working on a wholesale deal for 150 vintage soccer football jerseys. So it's funny that I just found 2 more at the thrift store. But a lot of those jerseys do have a good following, so it's cool that I found a couple. All right, so next thing today, I'm just gonna head up to the warehouse and meet up with Ben and Callie and see how the day is going. Ben and Callie. There's Callie.
Look at my shirt.
Allergic to humans. That's awesome. I love that it's like a real cat.
Yeah.
Not a cartoon cat. And then Ben's shirt is probably like my favorite
Speed Racer
vintage t-shirt that he has. So Ben is working on getting all this stuff pictured. This is stuff you've already done? Cool. Shoes, Chacos, and Adidas, and Reebok. We bought a bunch of these electronics at a garage sale a while ago. We just need to go through and pair the wires up with each piece of equipment so that Ben can get pictures of that stuff. Hey, so I heard some exciting news today. We are officially set to close on the property.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Exciting!
On the 22nd, we do the walkthrough. And then we go from the walkthrough to title to close.
Whoa.
And then we have to move. What's that?
Fist this in there for me.
Oh,
Ben's better at this.
what is that?
It's that Novetica jacket.
Oh, no big deal. Just a $75 jacket.
Skills.
Oh my gosh. That's true.
Teamwork.
You listen to that Joker shirt?
Yeah. Isn't it cool?
It is cool. If anybody wants that, it'll be up on eBay.
For $59.97.
I'm just picking up some more wholesale boxes right now, and then when we get back up to our warehouse, I figured we could kind of talk more about wholesale, because I know a lot of you guys want to know about that. All right, so let's have a chat about wholesale. So first of all, what is wholesale? Well, wholesale to me is really any large group of products that is sold for a discounted price to a person who is going to either retail that out or sell it on wholesale to somebody else. So the definition of wholesale means it doesn't have to come directly from the manufacturer. That's something that people say a lot, is like, it's not actually wholesale if you're not buying Apple computers directly from Apple. In my opinion, that's false. According to like the actual definition of wholesale, if you're buying mass quantities of items in bulk, then that is wholesale. So for us in our business, there's really 3 different types of wholesale that we deal with. The first is like what I went through today, clothing and shoes. A lot of what we get is used clothing and shoes, and those products come from a variety of different places. Some of them come from thrift stores, overstock retail, or store returns, stuff like that. We have multiple relationships with people who sell us used and new clothing and shoes, and those relationships were developed over years and years. Some of them reached out to us, sometimes we reached out to them, but at the end of the day, those types of relationships, those aren't ones that we're going to publicize on YouTube. Because they are our wholesalers, you can't expect a larger reseller to say, hey, go to this particular wholesaler and get the same product as us. Like I said, we've developed these relationships over years. We've spent literally hundreds of thousands of dollars to get to the point where we are now with some of these suppliers. And believe it or not, we do get that question quite often, like, hey, Ryan and Allie, can you send me the name of your wholesale supplier? And the answer is always no. Like, you have to put the work in, you have to go do it yourself, go knock doors and figure it out. And sometimes that's just the harsh reality of reselling. You have to do the work. Nobody's gonna give you their wholesale suppliers. Obviously, there's places where you can go and buy stuff like Liquidation. You can go, anybody can go to liquidation.com. Anybody can go to bulk.com. Anybody can go to auctions. Anybody can go to AuctionZip and look, and that's a great place to start. But developing relationships with wholesalers takes time and effort to reach out to these people and make sure that you're doing things the right way. Okay, so like I said, there's the clothing and shoes. That's one type of wholesale that we deal with. The other kind is liquidation. So now we do liquidation a little bit different. We're not buying pallets. We're buying kind of like the final product. So if there's store return pallets, we have people who will buy stuff like that, sort them out for us, and then sell us the stuff that is in good working condition. So we're kind of like, instead of being the middleman with buying pallets, we are buying the final product. And again, if you have the time and the space, there's nothing wrong with buying liquidation pallets. Just be aware that sometimes you're gonna get items that are broken. So you need to make sure you're breaking down those pallets and testing out each product to make sure that they are in working order. And then the third type of wholesale that we currently deal in is direct from distributor or direct from manufacturer. So that is your traditional wholesale. So we'll reach out to the actual manufacturers of the items, or we'll reach out to authorized distributors of the items, and we'll make deals with them to order products in bulk. So again, that is traditional wholesale, and the margins on something like that are gonna be quite a bit less than even liquidation or clothing and shoe wholesale. So on like a traditional wholesale, direct with the manufacturer distributor, if we can net 30%, we're super happy with that. And that's us retailing the product out. On like a liquidation or clothing and shoes, we still try to get deals where we can net 40, 50%. And that allows us to also break those items up, and we can wholesale them on in smaller lots to our students, and we can still make like 15, 20%, and the students are still able to make 30 to 50, sometimes 60, 70%. So those are our three wholesale methods. Again, the clothing and shoes wholesale, liquidation stuff, and direct from manufacturer, direct from distributor. But I think the big thing here is if you're wanting to start with wholesale, if you've never done it before, I think that auctions, that's a really good way to start. Like, look on AuctionZip, go to physical auctions, interact with people, maybe buy some products, maybe buy some pallets. Liquidation is another really good way to start because it's readily available in most areas. Anybody, like I said, anybody can go and buy a Home Depot return pallet. Anybody can go and buy an Amazon return pallet. It's really not that hard to find. So if that's where you want to start with your wholesale journey, I don't think that's a bad way to get some money out there and start learning how to wholesale. Anyway, hopefully that kind of clears things up for you guys a little bit. Again, I'm sorry that I can't share everything, but that's not what this is about. This is a teaching channel. We want you guys to do it yourself and put in the work. We're not just gonna be like, hey, here's our list of wholesalers. It's just not practical. In the same way that we wouldn't, like, if we're doing retail arbitrage, we wouldn't say, hey, everybody go out to Home Depot and buy this particular item because you can make 50 bucks on it. That's not something that we're gonna put on YouTube for 112,000 people, because we would kill the market, not just for us, but for everybody else. And it's the same thing with our wholesale suppliers. So hopefully that helps you guys out. I'm actually sitting outside of a Salvation Army right now. Yes, even with wholesale, I still love to thrift, mainly because it's fun. Even like today, I like to use thrifting almost like meditation because I like to thrift. At the end of the day, after I've done wholesale, after I've put in some hours of work, I'll go to the thrift store and kind of look through the racks and see what I can find. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm gonna end this video with hitting up this Salvation Army. The other thing is, tonight we leave for Chicago. So if any of you guys still wanna come to the Chicago meetup, you're welcome to. It's gonna be on Saturday from 6 to 9 p.m. at Lagunitas Brewery. I will put a link in the description of this video. Please RSVP if you would like to come. And with that being said, I'm gonna run into this thrift store. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit the thumbs up button on this video, and we will see you next time. Peace out, guys. I'm Ralli Roots. Bye.